Welcome to the next video of Section 2, Working with Forms and Dialogs. In the previous video, we've seen the types of top-level windows. The goal for this video is to implement the functionality of the File menu options of Open, Save, and Save As. We can implement these dialogs by using the standard TK-Enter widgets. However, since these are so commonly used, a specific TK-Enter module called File Dialog has been included in the standard TK-Enter distribution. The source code of the File Dialog module can be found within the TK-Enter source code in a separate file named FileDialog.py. A quick look at the source code shows the following functions for our use. Ask Open File. This returns the opened file object. Ask Open File Name. This returns the file name string, not the opened file object. Ask Open File Names. This returns a list of file names. Ask Open Files. This returns a list of open file objects or an empty list if cancel is selected. Ask Save As File. This asks for a file name to save as and returns the opened file object. Ask Save As File Name. This asks for a file name to save as and returns the file name. Ask Directory. This asks for a directory and returns the directory name. The usage is simple. Import the File Dialog module and call the required function. Here's an example. We then call the required function using this code. Or we use this code. The mode equals R option specified in the preceding code is one of the many configurable options that are available for the dialogs. You can specify this additional options for File Dialog. Equipped with a basic understanding of the File Dialog module, let's now have a look at its practical usage. We'll begin by implementing the File Open feature. Let's start by importing the required modules such as Next, let's create a global variable which will store the name of the currently open file. This code is present in open_file. Refer to 2.07.py in the code bundle. Modify the Open menu to add a command callback to this newly defined method. This is a description of the preceding code. We declared a file_name variable in the global scope to keep a track of the file name of the open file. This is required to keep a track of whether a file has been opened. We need this variable in the global scope, as we want this variable to be available to other methods such as save and save_as. Not specifying it as global would mean that it is only available within the function. So, the save and save_as functions would not be able to check whether a file is already open in the editor. We use Ask Open File Name to fetch the file name of the open file. In case a user cancels opening the file or no file is chosen, the file_name returned is none. In that case, we do nothing. However, in case File Dialog returns a valid file name, we isolate the file name using the OS module and add it as the title of the root window. If the text widget already contains some text, we delete it all. We then open the given file in the Read mode and insert its content into the Content widget. We use the Content Manager, the with command, which takes care of closing the file properly for us, even in case of an exception. Finally, we add a command callback to the File Open menu item. This completes the coding of File Open. If you now go and navigate to File Open, select a text file and click on Open. The content area will be populated with the content of the text file. Next, we'll have a look at how to save a file. There are two components that are needed to save a file: Save, Save As. If the Content text widget already contains a file, we do not prompt the user for a file name. We simply overwrite the contents of the existing file. If there is no file name associated with the current content of the text area, we prompt the user with a Save As dialog. Moreover, if the text area has an open file and the user clicks on Save As, we will still prompt them with a Save As dialog to allow them to write the contents to a different file name. The code for save and save_as is as follows. Refer to 2.07.py in the code bundle. Having defined the save and save_as function, let's connect them to the respective menu callback. This is a description of the preceding code. The save function first tries to check whether a file is open. If a file is open, it simply overwrites the contents of the file with the current contents of the text area. If no file is open, it simply passes the work to the save_as function. The save_as function opens a dialog by using Ask Save As File Name and tries to get the file name provided by the user for the given file. If it succeeds, it opens the new file in the write mode and writes the contents of the text in this new file name. After writing, it closes the current file object and changes the title of the window to reflect the new file name. In case the user does not specify a file name or the user cancels the save_as operation, it simply ignores the process by using a pass command. We added a write_to_file file_name helper function to do the actual writing to this file. While we're at it, let's complete the functionality of file new. The code is simple. Refer to 2.07.py in the code bundle. Now add a command callback to this new function to the file new menu item. This is a description for the preceding code. The new _file function begins by changing the title attribute of the root window to untitled. It then sets the value of the file name global variable to none. This is important because the save and save_as functionalities use this global variable name to track whether the file exists or if it's new. The function then deletes all the contents of the text widget, creating a fresh document in its place. Let's wrap up this iteration by adding keyboard shortcuts for the newly created features. Refer to 2.07.py in the code bundle. In this iteration, we implemented the coding functionality for the new Open, Save, and Save As menu items. More importantly, we saw how to use the File Dialog module to achieve certain commonly used file features in the program. We also had a look at how to use indexing to achieve a wide variety of tasks for programs. Awesome! In this video, we have successfully seen how to work with forms and dialogues. In the next video, we'll learn how to work with message boxes.